Hello, welcome to my bonus episode of VLR. I didn't take a look at these secret files and I need to, so this is why I'm doing a bonus episode. Just as a reminder, well actually no, first of all, the game is finished. This is going to be Spoiler City, so if you haven't watched or played, please go and watch, or play, then watch. Basically this is going to spoil everything. It'll probably have 999 spoilers also, which you should also watch or play before VLR. And then come back and we'll take a look at these secret files. Now these secret files are the ones that you get for completing the extra optional objective in the escape rooms. There was always like a second passcode that you could find, and that unlocked some secret files. But I got them in the first room, read them, decided never to look at them again because it was actually telling me things that I hadn't even came across yet, and I was like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want the accidental spoilers. So I was like, right at the end, I'm gonna do like we're gonna have a look. I don't really know how this is gonna be structured. I'm not gonna read them all, but I just wanted to come back, especially now I've had a bit of time after I finished the game, and I know that I was a bit like confused. I've had a bit of time to process it. I think I've processed some of it. I think I understand the gist, but I just thought it would be fun to come back after a bit of time and talk about the game again, because it is just like such a huge story, and it's quite a mindfuck to get your head around. So as an example, this is the first file that we got in the very first escape room, and it like told us about this graffiti here, and I was like, what does this even mean? And then when I finally left the escape room, we saw the graffiti on the wall, and I was like, okay, so it's telling me about that when I've never even seen it yet, and I didn't really want any predictions into the future. So it kind of like reminds me a little bit of so in Until Dawn, it's like a, if you don't know, it's like a decision like branch game. Not like this. This is more, that's more like an interactive movie, whereas this is more a visual novel. And throughout the game you can find these totems which give you little glimpses into potential futures and stuff. And I was always never sure of whether I liked that feature or not, because it kind of feels like spoilers, and it kind of feels like it might influence what you do. It's a little bit of a different scenario, but it's similar to what this reminded me of anyway. Except from this one does have some direct spoilers, which I will show you a bit later. So, okay, so this was the first room. There was 16 escape rooms, and so we have 16 sort of sections, and then each of those sections has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages in it. So we've got quite a lot to look at. I think the later ones are more like story stuff, but I'm so interested, so I guess I'm just gonna scan through them, because really I do want to look at them all, but I'm not gonna read them all, you know. So, like, what is a Nonary game? I mean, we know that already. Nonary game rules. Yeah, we heard the rules many times. We do not need to hear them again. Jesus Christ, I thought I'd heard them for the last time already. So yeah, we heard these quite a lot of times. Parent solo, fair enough. Bracelet points. So this is all very basic stuff from the beginning of the game, which is fine. The number 9 door, lunar eclipse, so these are actually things, these aren't even secret, some of these we found in the actual game. Okay, Sorporel. Okay, so this has like bits of behind the scenes information. That's not what I'm trying to say, but let's just read it. One of the drugs used by the Nonary bracelets and an extremely powerful anesthetic. It is the first drug injected when a participant breaks one of the rules. This drug also appeared in Virtue's Last Reward sister title, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, sister title? Okay. It was created by Mr. H, who was president of Cradle Pharmaceuticals and appeared in 999. He developed it by extracting and purifying an alkaloid from a variety of mandrake. High usage can lead to some side effects, including severe memory loss. It can also be aerosolized and used as an anesthetic or knockout gas. Oh, so that gas... Well, that's quite cool. That gas that's the Zero uses, generally, I'm guessing, is made out of Sopril. That's pretty cool. Like when people get knocked out. Okay. Hold on, where am I at? So, tubuculurine thing. We kind of already know about this, right? Component in some of the poisons used by indigenous populations in South America who tip their arrows with poison while hunting. So, right, this is also going to be a game of figuring out what's real and what's not. Because these games are, like, do quite well the, like, take things that are real and then twist them into sci-fi, which is pretty cool. But I mean, there are definitely muscle relaxing drugs that are real. It can be counteracted with the cholinesterase inhibitor, but it's not clear if the Nonary game facility has any of this antidote available. It's pretty cool. Adam. This is the machine, the diagnostic medical machine. Uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging. Okay. Similar to MRI. So I wish that these were like real. Because wouldn't that be so useful? Can perform a virtual autopsy to determine the cause of death. So like 3. I don't know which room each of these are like came from. Like which number room is which escape room. But so that feels like foreshadowing though, right? Can perform a virtual autopsy to determine the cause of death. Because we didn't do that until later on, right? I feel. Or maybe we did it earlier. Do you know what? It's all a blur at this point. Newspaper excerpt. We've read that. Pandemic. I think... When an epidemic spreads beyond a certain area, it becomes a pandemic. We've learned a little bit about that this year, right? Or last year. Some historical pandemics include cholera, typhoid fever, TB, the Black Plague, and smallpox. Certain influenza outbreaks have also reached pandemic or near pandemic levels of infection. In Spain in 1918, an influenza outbreak was said to have caused 40 to 50 million deaths. I feel like they could update that now with the most modern history. Pandemic. Radical 6, powerful virus. Yep. Wait, if you want to know what Radical and 6 mean, you'll just have to play the game and find out. I'm still not sure what it means. I'm trying to think if I'm just being dumb here. Is it to do with the number of time that it's sped up? Like, oh, bloody hell, I don't know. Injection gun. Yeah. I mean, okay, that's easy. Some of this is like, no, really? Primary chromatic door. Oops, secondary chromatic door. Oh, it's like, it's got the colours there. That would have been useful for me, because I could never remember how to figure them out. I still don't. EU stands for erotic units? What? EU is a system developed to measure a combination of physical, emotional, and situation attractiveness. It ranges from 0 to 20, where 20 might be Marilyn Monroe and 0 might be Gilbert Gottfried. For the curious, Danny Trejaw rates 16 EU. Just being 16. Just being sexy does not guarantee a high EU rating. What? Not to be confused with competing systems of hotness or sexability, the EU system weighs a number of factors such as practicality, sustainability, emotional investment, and the bias of the observer. Women with a high EU rating have usually mastered the art of tease. What? That's quite hilarious. Grandpa videos! A collection of films that Temuji has gathered. Their content isn't really explicit per se, but they still aren't really appropriate for someone Quark's age. It should be noted that the term does not imply the videos contain grandpas or grandpa-like actors. Okay. Oh god, Sigma's cat problem. Sigma has a strange verbal and possibly psychological tic which causes him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats. The cause of his behaviour seems to be an experience he has as a child. When Sigma was in preschool, there was a deserted house near his school that everyone called the Cat Mansion. He'd always loved cats, so every day he would visit the Cat Mansion and give the cats that lived there some of his lunch. One day he realised that he could understand what the cats were saying to one another. A magical black cat appeared and told him that it had given him this gift in exchange for giving food to its fellows. But, the magical cat said, "You can never tell anyone about your gift," the magical black cat warned. "If you do, you'll be cursed." But young Sigma was so happy about his newfound ability that he slipped and told a girl about it. So the black cat cursed him. His curse was to speak only in cat puns for the rest of his life. Fortunately for him, a magical white cat came along soon afterward, felt the curse was a little too harsh and lessened it, so that he would only talk in cat puns when he talked about cats. And they lived happily ever after. Is that canon? Did that actually happen? Maybe it did. That's quite funny. Phone. A device that converts sound. Right, hold on. Let's just tell you about phone. In this game, there is a phone in one of the cabins. It can't call the outside facility, of course, but what if you try something like 5309 or 6969? Other numbers might do things, so give it a try. Fuck, did I try anything when I did it? I feel like I did. If I didn't, then I was tempted to. I feel like I got a message of someone, but that could have been an obvious thing. Like a message of zero. Okay, where we at? Golem, 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 golem. I'm not sure. Fuck. Words are hard. The golem is an anthropomorphic creature from the Jewish folklore. Golems are made from clay and will obey any orders given to them by their creators without question, although they tend to take instructions very literally. Okay. A golem is created by performing a holy ritual, then kneading in the clay into the shape of a person, chanting a spell, and writing a Hebrew word, emet, truth, on the golem's forehead. Erasing the E changes the word to met, which is Hebrew for death. Doing this deactivates the golem. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. And then it makes kind of sense that that's what they named the robots, if they're supposed to be obeying orders and stuff like that. So this one's about Golem, the Golem. One of the golems found in the Nonary game facility is discovered lying on the maintenance table in the Golem Bay. His product ID is, alright, I don't know why it's telling me this. He has to be referred to by the last bit, which is of course Golem. That was quite funny actually. Much to his surprise, this ends up being pronounced like Golem anyway. On a side note, his code stands for Golem type male, Cockney model number, Golem. Cockney model, yeah. His voice was quite funny. Oh, the Chinese room. This confused me before. You know what? I'm gonna read this. Yeah, I am, because I want to know. The Chinese room is a thought experiment developed by American philosopher John Searle to contest some of the ideas about artificial intelligence. The experiment itself is explained in more depth in the game, but the general idea behind it is to pose the question, do intelligent responses indicate actual understanding? Oh, that's okay. See, I didn't even realize that was the point. So contests that a computer could be programmed to respond intelligently in conversation with humans, so much that it would seem to be human itself, but it would not necessarily, or perhaps could not, actually understand what it was saying. Yeah. Of course, this raises the question, how can we know that human minds are not, in essence, Chinese rooms? Can we really say that we understand the things we say? Or are we just simulating understanding? Oh my god, don't blow my mind with these questions. I totally get that though now, I think. Makes sense. And I don't have the answers. Because what he's saying is true, right? They could just be programmed to be more intelligent. I've been having this thought lately. I went back to Detroit, Become Human, and got the Platinum Trophy. And I feel like I had different thoughts than what I had during my playthrough. Because I feel like I've played a lot more games with artificial intelligence lately. And it's something that kind of blows my mind a little bit. And I don't know where I stand with it all. Alright. Next one. I just need to go and sort out my own cat problem for 1 second. Alright, the Turin Test. The Turin Test is designed to gauge a computer's ability to exhibit intelligent behaviour. First developed by British mathematician Alan Turing. Yeah. Oh, I don't actually know how it works. I'm going to read it. The test has 3 participants, a human judge, a human subject, and a machine. The judge engages in a conversation with the human and the machine, and if the judge cannot determine who is the machine and who is the human, the machine is considered to have passed the Turing test. When Fi mentions that perhaps she and her companions have been captured to perform a test, she is referring to the Turing test. I don't remember when she said that, under what context, but that's pretty cool, especially when we seem to be among robots. Imagine making a robot so realistic that you couldn't actually... Holy crap. It's a bit scary, actually. Supplementary AB rules, yep. Golem. Yeah, we already know all that stuff. Golem's story, the point. Oh, the point of his story. Okay. The gist of Golem's somewhat rambling explanation is that the center of thought doesn't necessarily have to reside in the body. In the case of Golem, the self clearly resided in the mainframe and operated the body remotely. Since a self-aware robot could exist this way, he theorized, what could prevent humans from doing the same? If humans were actually being controlled by an outside force, then is there actually any such thing as free will? Okay. I'm just trying. So that makes me think of all of the stories that we were told in 999. I don't think that's what's going on. But I mean, how do you know, right? But yeah, like, it kind of reminds me of the whole... I guess it's when... I think it's Lotus is telling you about the, like, the computers being wireless or something, and then... But their information comes from elsewhere. It's kind of the same thing. In fact, it's exactly the same thing. These golems are basically a monitor, right? Or the equivalent. It's just... Are they sentient? Okay. Let's take a quick drink. Wound 1 and wound 2. Oh, these are these the wounds on the old lady? Talking about the knife. Wait. Yeah. Coroner. Not to be confused with a coroner is a government official who assists law enforcement by investigating the causes of death and dealing with the paperwork and logistics surrounding corpses. It can also be used colloquially to refer to someone who performs these duties, whether or not they are actually employed by the government. Okay. Autopsy, postmortem surgery, yep. It's also super gross. Luminol mixture. Okay, yeah. Oh god. Useful tool in criminal investigations where it can reveal blood stains that have been cleaned up. Keep this in mind next time you're contemplating how to deal with the neighbours listening to death metal at 3 in the morning. Thanks, game. Thank you for discouraging that murder there. I was really close. But now that I know about luminol, I won't do it. Okay, bracelet 2. Bracelet 2. At first glance, Kay's bracelet seems different to the others, as it appears to be attached to his suit. Although the design is significantly different, it's not part of his suit. The bracelet is attached directly to his wrist, with the face looking out through the hole in his armor. Yeah. So that's trying to tell us that Kay's bracelet is still real and legit. Generalized amnesia. Kay suggested that an extremely painful breakup might have been the cause of his condition. Usually requires a much more powerful trigger than breaking up with someone. Did he didn't actually, oh my god, now I'm forgetting everything. But was that not a fake out again? Because in one branch he wasn't actually him. And in the other branches, was he not just faking it? A painful breakup often has the opposite effect. You want to desperately forget, but find that to be impossible, which leads to all sorts of other mental disorders. Or so the person sitting behind me says. What? Okay. Cooked food. Okay. Is this from the pantry? These are telling you what the different dishes are. I'm not gonna go through them all, but you can read them there if you would like. They're all dishes from around the world. What does Zero the Third says before he leaves? Some more variations. I feel like I remember reading one of these before. Have a nice trauma, have a nice trace, have a nice trumpet. That little devil rabbit. Free the soul. Oh, maybe we should read this. Yeah. Myrmidons. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say that word, so I started defaulting to myrmidons. Right, we need to read these. An emerging religious organization with rapidly growing membership. Some figures claim their congregation numbers over 1 million in countries across the world. Originally, the organization called itself Free the Soul of Y, but later dropped of Y to become simply Free the Soul. The foundation of the religion, only known as... No, the founder of the religion, only known as Brother, and his true identity is a mystery. Only a small number of the highest ranking members have ever seen him. The doctrine of Free the Soul demands that its adherents separate themselves from the world, free themselves of lust, and release their souls from their physical bodies so they can be purified. Its followers believe that they will be born again as a new race, and that the world will be transformed into a place of equality with no conflict or poverty. Considering how a peaceful world of equality with no conflict or poverty usually plays out in the movies, they seem like a pretty scary group of people. Yes, 100%. I'm just trying to figure out what he's saying. Release their souls from their physical bodies so they can be purified. What does that mean? Does that mean, like, in my head, because we know, right, that he's got shitloads of clones, right? Dio was one. And does that mean that he's getting real people to, like, kill themselves, thinking that they will be reborn as a Dio? Is that what's going on there? I mean, I could have just totally made that up, but just that's the way that I read that. So, but no, this is good to read because I don't know how important so much of this will be going forward, but considering what we assume that, well, it's gonna be Zero Time Dilemma is about, maybe we need to know about this stuff. I don't really know. But it's a good reminder in any case. Like, the thing is, right, considering a lot of people would read this and be like, oh, that could never happen. This could totally happen. Like, that's the scary thing about it. Look at our world. This could totally happen. Okay. Free the Soul is a powerful new religious order dedicated to establishing a new world order, and the Myrmidons are elite frontline soldiers in that secret war. The general public knows nothing about the Myrmidons, but their actions have put them on watch lists of intelligence communities across the globe. Rumours say that all Myrmidons have the same face, suggesting they may all be clones of a single person. No one knows where this rumour comes from exactly, but I can tell you that it's a very credible source. You sound like a newspaper or something, game. But so... Okay, so what I've just said is probably bullshit, because the Dios are the Myrmidons. That's right, and they're just one branch of the thing. They're the elite, elite frontline soldiers in the secret war. Okay. I mean, to be fair, they're right? As far as we know. What's this? Brother. The founder of Free the Soul, although he prefers not to be referred to as such. As a child, he had a younger brother whom he was very fond of. Unfortunately, the worst happened and the younger brother was murdered. Rage and despair filled brother, and for 9 days and 9 nights he was consumed by his own misery. On the morning of the 10th day, however, he had a revelation. Mankind was rife with base desires and needed to be purified so that a new world could come into being. God had spoken to Brother and given him a mission. Brother dedicated his life to realizing that mission, and at the age of 26 he established Free the Soul of Y. He claims that Y is a symbol for miracles. Miracles? Free the Soul of Miracles. What does that mean? Unsure. Okay. Let's just remember this stuff in case it's useful. He was 26 when he started it. Okay. Damn, what have I been doing with my life? What's this? Bracelet 3. Here is some information that isn't revealed in the game. The bracelet put on the left wrists of the 9 participants in the Amberdex game has an important feature that's never mentioned. As soon as it's put on, a needle on the underside activates and inserts itself into the wearer. That doesn't necessarily mean that it injects a drug, only that it activates and pierces the skin. Maybe there's something on the needle, or maybe there isn't. All that's certain is when someone puts on the bracelet, they get poked. What, and then it just stays in? Or does it like just inject them and then come out again? Ugh. Weird. I mean, because that would be painful if there was just constantly a needle in in your wrist. Okay, right. AB game. Yeah. Yep, just some rules, penalty. In other words, the penalty for failure is death. Yep. That's why I found it so funny every time they were like, we're gonna get penalized. And I was like, would you really be calling it penalized? Would you not just say, we're gonna die? Void machine. Okay. Is not to be mistaken for an ATM. Fair. Hazmat suit. The manual found in the PEC contains the following text in reference to those suits. I think I must have read that. But I mean, it's not... Specialized hazmat suit. Is a hazmat suit the same as a space suit? Because like, they were pretty much needed to wear space suits, right? Because they're on the moon. That was kind of one of the things that made me question whether they were even on Earth, like, just in the back of my mind was like the whole pressure thing. And because it just makes sense that the pressure would be different inside and outside if you are in space, and also you would need to wear a suit, and a virus is also a good excuse for having to wear a suit, so I just didn't know if that could have been a twist, and it kind of was. Scotch. A type of whiskey made in Scotland. Its unique aroma comes from the peat used in its manufacture. Scotch is Temuji's favourite drink. He often claims a little scotch should scratch this itch after returning from work, which annoys Quark. Okay. Root beer float. Well-known drink made by putting a scoop of vanilla ice cream in some root beer. Also known as a black cow. Quark has taken to saying, root beer floats my boat, which warms Temuji's heart. Oh, root beer floats my boat. That's so cute. Oh, they've got these little sayings that they say. Like, I love how that annoys Quark, but Temuji loves that. It's adorable. Oh, it's all like thinking about what we know now about how that ended. Like, Quark did literally just happen to end up there. Like, I mean, I guess Temuji was like, hold on. I guess each time they've set, we don't know how many times they've done the time loop, but each time they've done it, they've had to set it up from memory of the previous one, right? I guess. So then Temuji is always going to be told to come. But Temuji's whole story is like quite sad when it comes to like, he's been looking for Kane and then he's like, yeah, I'm out. I don't want in on any of this bullshit when he finally finds her. But he's got Quark, which is like so nice. Like he found another purpose, which is really nice. Okay. Flaw A and B. We heard a lot about Flaw A and B. Wait, the A and B is supposedly stand for above and below. There's a rumour that the flaws were actually named after a particular Swedish pop rock group from the 70s, but everyone involved in this project has insisted that is a vile and hurtful lie. A and B. A Swedish pop rock group from the 70s. Damn, I don't know who they are. But I'm pretty sure it's true. Okay, hold on. Researcher's journal. Okay, so we read all this, right? Right. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6. Because it's like the root 6 there. I knew it was to do with the numbers, but I couldn't get my my brain to say the right words or put it into words. Okay, cool. I think I did read this. Jumpy doll. Sounds like someone named the doll Jumpy, but why? Can he do the time jumps? I don't remember. Anyway, that's quite cool. I wonder if when they made 999, if they had the whole jumping thing in mind, or it's just an Easter egg. The secret of Quark's hat. Don't you think his hat looks kind of weird? That there's a huge there's that huge band that just wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of Ferengi ears? I don't know what that is. Or maybe he's just a young Lobot. I don't know what that is either. Well, just between you and me. But he's got missiles in there. The sides of his hat are hiding those pods like you see on helicopters or SAM sites. Except these missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up and they just fly out at once like psh. Just kidding. Actually, he keeps snacks in there. Oh, it's a snack hat? That's so much better. So now right, his hat isn't so stupid anymore. It's a good idea. Okay, Axelavir. Antiviral medication to counteract Radical 6. More specifically, it's an antibody with a... it was found and extracted... Hold on. It was found and extracted from an individual in 2038 and then replicated using the ID replicator. An Axelavir injection is the only known way to fight off a Radical 6 infection. So it's an antibody with a natural resistance to the virus. It's found and extracted. 2038. Is that when we jumped? Was that the original time? Or was that 28? I'm just now, because I'm just questioning it now. Like, did the, I'm just questioning where did the cure come from? Like, it's saying extracted from an individual. Because then I was like, these guys were all infected in the game, and then but when they jump they go back to an old body, so they wouldn't have the antibodies, right? Because then I'm just thinking, when each loop, do they then recreate the thingy, what's it called, the cure, the Axelavir? They just then replicate it each time without having an original source for it, do you know what I mean? And that's where the cure comes from in each timeline, is from, because they brought it from the last. But also, how would they do that when they don't bring anything with them? So maybe they just bring the knowledge? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't even them, I don't know. Wait, who wrote this? Just trying to remember if it said who wrote the research. Few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Oh, that's crazy. And this is the thing we're trying to save the world from. Do you know what is really, like, cool about this game? Is that it's not the end of the story. Like, it literally feels like the beginning of the story. And Like, I don't know what I expected, but I expected it to wrap up, and it wrapped up the game, the Nonary game, but opened up a hell of a lot more of, like, well, are we gonna save this world then? Like, it's just crazy. Amazing, though. Right. Treatment pods. Okay, let's read this one. An amazing machine that augments an individual's natural ability to heal, strengthens their immune system, accelerates their metabolism, and can cure many otherwise incurable diseases. In addition, it can create personalized medicines, perform gene therapy, and even repair the effects of radiation damage. What an incredible machine. But it's not that incredible if it can't cure Radical 6, you say? Yes, well, I guess you've got a point. But don't worry, it also has a function called Cold Sleep. Cold Sleep uses CAS freezing to freeze the entire body without damaging it. That way, even if the disease you have found can't be cured, you can be frozen until a cure is found. Like, that is super cool. I wish these were real. Like, if there's two things I could take from this game, it's like these treatment pods, and there was something else that I've already forgotten what it was. Damn it. Cold sleep. Generally two types of cold sleep. Lowering your internal body temperature. You are still actively functioning, just very slowly. The other sort of cold sleep is the one in this game. It involves freezing your body, which will essentially lock it in whatever state it's in. Until recently this was impossible because the expansion and crystallization that took place during the freezing process irrevocably damaged human tissue. Yep, we learned about that before, kind of. In the world where this game takes place, however, CAS technology has overcome this hurdle and made cryonics a reality. The resurrection rate is nearly 100%. In fact, you'd be much more likely to die in a plane crash, which means that freezing yourself to visit the future is safer than flying from Tokyo to Milan. Freezing yourself to... where's it at? Visit the future. It's not just visiting though, is it? It's like moving. You're leaving everything behind with like a tiny chance of dying. That's pretty cool information. CAS stands for Cells Alive System. I mean, in this world as well, I was gonna say, like, in this world is that whole Ice Nine a thing? Because surely that's where the technology must have, like, been inspired or something. It allows organic tissue to be safely and non-destructively frozen. In this game, CAS is used to put people in cold sleep. It super cools the subject with a magnetic field, causing them to freeze almost instantly, preventing crystallization. Oh. In real life, the problem comes when you try to thaw something out, which also must be done instantly. In this game, however, the technological magic of the treatment pod makes returning from cold sleep possible. Oh, that's really cool. They probably thought, like, try to think it out. The past two Nonary games. This is an article. Did we? I think maybe we read this? Oh, no, we didn't. 16 children. Right, hold on. November 2018. 16 children were reported missing. In actuality, 18 children were taken, but 2 were never reported. The person in charge was someone we will refer to as H. The purpose of the game was to conduct experiments on morphic resonance with the children as test subjects. I won't go into the specifics here, but the short version is that this was the first Nonary game. November 1st, 27. So yeah, the cure was developed in 38, so 10 years after... 10 years after the first... Oh, 10 years after the second game. Right? And wasn't this one like... Oh, frig. I was going to say 1 year after, but I don't think that's right. God damn it, right, anyway. So, where are we at? Why am I saying 1 year after when... Wait. Oh my god, No, hold on. Because, right, I'm going off the time that the whole jump happened. So that Sigma was... quote, freaking kidnapped, but he wasn't. But that's when some of the others were taken, right? What? Oh my god. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. 27. A total of 9 people participated in this session. They were abducted just as the children had been, but this time H was not in charge of the game. Clover was a participant in both games, and now she finds herself playing the Nonary game yet again. Like, isn't it quite so... Right, just my brain's working it out. Clover and Alice were taken when we also jumped back, right? Back Christmas time-ish. And then they were just frozen. So they were just totally kidnapped from their own reality. Like, not even just kidnapped to another place and held against their will. They were, like, kidnapped from reality. That's the highest form of kidnapping. Like, you can't go back from that. Oh god, Esper Resonance. In the context of this game, Espers are people with the ability to access the morphogenetic field. An Esper can increase the strength of their signal by being in close proximity to other Espers, assuming they are the strongest. The strongest signal will absorb any weak ones nearby and use them to amplify its own strength, sort of like waves. Oh, that's cool. The biggest wave adds the amplitude of smaller waves to its own and covers them up. Okay, but if that's the case... Wait, what's Esper? If that's the case, how... So hold on, is Esper the people using the morphogenetic field, or is Esper the people who are time jumping? It's a morphogenetic field, right? But then also, then how are multiple people using it at once? Or were they not? Maybe they weren't. Because I remember that Clover was saying she was trying to use hers, but then she was like she couldn't use it. It was like maybe because we were using up the energy, but then also Fire's jumping around just like us, so we're not taking all of the energy. Don't really understand how that works. Nonary veterans. Following 9 people were participants in a game that Clover claims to be part of. That's cool. I'm just reading this quickly in my head to see if there's anything important there, but... Okay. Neostigmine. A type of carbonate compound that... Oh, what? Counteract the effects of the muscle relaxant. That's it, yeah, baby. Oh yeah, we used that. Why did I forget about that? I remember that now, being in the game. Okay, Ice 9. Special form of water with a melting point of 36 degrees Celsius. So in other words, it freezes at room temperature. The idea of Ice 9 was originally put forth by the American science fiction author Kurt Vonnegut. His version of Ice 9 has a melting point of 45.8 degrees Celsius. There's a rumour that says all the water in Alice's body is actually Ice 9. Who knows whether it's true or not, but if it is, then she has to always keep her body temperature above 36 degrees Celsius. So, like, also my theory about Ice 9 helping with the cryo sleep thing is bullshit, because that's about how fast they freeze, right? It's not about the temperature, so ignore that. But yeah, Alice is not that Alice, right? It's just a coincidence. H. This refers to Gentaro Hongo. He was one of the characters who appeared in 999. He was the person who supervised the kidnapping of the children. Oh yeah, there you go. CEO at Cradle Pharmaceuticals, devoted follower of Free the Soul. So... okay. We did learn about this, but I'm just trying to, like, file these things into my brain, just in case it comes up. Because I keep forgetting about Free the Soul. Even though it seems pretty important. Morphogenetic field theory. So this is, we're now getting like some throwback stuff. This theory is a sort of field that forms structures, patterns. Wait. This includes, oh my god. In the Zero Escape series, people who can communicate by accessing this field are known as espers. These files just answering all my questions. If morphogenetic field theory is true, however, then it would mean that in a sense all humans are espers of a sort. Yeah, because if any information is transmitted through that, yeah, that makes sense. Immunoglobulin. Yeah. Integer factorization? What? Why is this a thing? I don't know. I don't want to know. Tu fui ego eris. A well-known land phrase. It might look like it's talking about a pair of sexy toaster waffles, but it actually means something like, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be. Sometimes uses an epitaph. The implication that a person in question was once alive, like the reader, but that the reader will someday also be dead. A little ominous. Oh my god. So, hold on. Sexy toaster waffles. Tu fui ego eris. What? Okay, I don't understand. But secondly, what you are, I was alive. What I am, you will be dead. Oh my god, that is blunt. But cool. Kind of like it. But also, in this context, what was in there was Kyle, right? I think. And obviously when we know who Sigma is and stuff like that, what you are, I was, what I am, you will be, makes a lot more sense. Kind of. Maybe. Does it? I don't know. The SOIS, Special Office of International Security, not surgery, intelligence organization under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. Investigate, terrorism. Their state purpose is to maintain peace, but their charter authorizes them to arrest, detain, or even kill. Ooh, yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like the CTO in 24, right? That's how I see it. Prisoner's dilemma. Oh yeah. Do you betray your partner or stay silent? In the AV game, however, sometimes the most rational choice isn't always the best one. That's true. Yeah, this is a dilemma that's still... I don't know what I would do. Honestly, like... I don't know. It's really cool and it just baffles my mind. Antimatter Bomb. Hold on. If I explain it, so we don't need to read it, but in other words, an antimatter bomb makes an exploding baby. Does that make sense? Sure. Detonator. I don't think I need to read about the detonator. Immediate delay. Yeah, we knew that. Dio kept like... We kept on accidentally stealing it off him and then it would go into delay mode and... give us 30 minutes to try and defuse the bombs. Oh, so this is a page that I was informed not to look at all because one of the titles may spoil something. This was the one, Cybernetic Arm, and I totally agree. If I'd have read this, I'd have been obsessed with someone having a cybernetic arm, and it would have been so obvious when we hurt our hand. So I'm really glad that I didn't know that, because we got the injured hand quite early on, right? And it gave me this whole line of thought throughout the whole game that we may be a robot. And we wouldn't have had that if I'd have just been like, I'm pretty sure that we're half a robot with our arm. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that myself. Well, I didn't think of that myself. But seeing it, I might have even thought of it and thought it was my own idea. So, Cybernetic Arm. A device originally created to weaponize genetically engineered psychic bears? Just kidding. An arm. It's actually an arm augmented for online sex chat. Not really. In truth, it's the arm from a mysterious, libido-powered robot. I'm just messing with you. A cybernetic arm is actually a mechanical limb that you can control with your mind. Really. Thank you for finally clearing that up. It has, has veins that connect to the rest of your body, so you can inject medicine into a cybernetic arm. It'll flow to the rest of your body. Like, I'm very glad that I didn't read this. I don't know when we got it, but I think you can get this way earlier than you actually find out about that. Luna's necklace. Yeah, the necklace Luna is never seen without. There's a cage containing a bluebird hanging from it. Oh yeah. Search for happiness wherever you can, because the search itself is what will make you happy. Did she tell us that? That's cool. It's all about the journey. That is life. 3 laws of robotics. Yeah, I remember this, because I kept on thinking about this a lot. I don't know why this stuck with me. The zeroth law of robotics. Ooh. High five. A robot may not harm humanity, or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm. Yeah. Has priority over the other 3 laws, which was may not injure a human, but they can if it means saving humanity. Yeah. Must obey the orders given to it by a human, except if it would hurt someone. So yeah, they've all, protect its own existence as long as that doesn't hurt anyone or conflict its orders, right? Okay. And then this one is saying humanity comes over it all. The first law would have the unwritten addendum, except where this would conflict with the 0th law. Yeah. Whether or not 016 Luna was aware of this law is unclear, but in any event, 016 did act in accordance to it. That's true, because I kept going on saying, like, maybe she, like, by telling us this stuff, or I don't know if I was saying it out loud, but I was saying it in my head, by telling us this stuff, isn't she, like, going against her, what she's supposed to do? But, first of all, maybe she was supposed to tell us this stuff. And second of all, if not, maybe it was to save humanity. Oops, swimsuit. For some reason, Sigma, or perhaps the author, seems to be unnaturally obsessed with swimsuits. Why is that? Was he involved in a horrible swimsuit accident? Now repressed in his youth? Did he have a crush in high school on a girl on the swimsuit team? On the swim team who put her Olympic aspirations ahead of any possible romance? Is he just a perv? The world may never know. Nice. Password input device. Yeah, we got that. Antimatter reactor. It looks like a gigantic octopus, but it's definitely not edible, no matter how you cook it. Fair. Anti-hydrogen atom. I don't think I need to. I I can't be bothered with the science. Not today, please. TNT equivalent. This is like, we know it was a huge bomb. It was gonna level whatever is outside, even if it's not a city, because we're on the moon. What is this? Einstein's famous equation. Energy is equal to mass times the speed of light. Okay. Science. Okay. Wait. Maybe this is like helping understand like how they also managed to do space travel as a normal thing? I don't know. Floor B graffiti. Right, hold on. We're on page 14 of 16. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Floor B graffiti. Memento Mori. If the ninth lion ate the sun. Right, we did get this translated. It was something about being the king of the moon or something, right? I don't remember now. Maybe not. Appears to be written in some kind of weird paint. Remember death or mortality. Ninth means ninth, but it's spelled wrong because it's an anagram. Yeah. Hourglass. The hourglass displayed in the background is actually a 4-second timer. I don't remember. It doesn't have much practical use except maybe for really impatient people. If you were at a restaurant waiting for your food to come out, for instance, hey, how long are you gonna make me wait? I've already flipped this hourglass 100 times. Technically, 100 times would only be 400 seconds, which is 6 minutes and 40 seconds. But saying 100 times is much more dramatic and therefore more likely to get a desirable response from the wait staff. I mean, if you can be bothered to do that, you're an asshole. Just wait for your food, man. What's this? Gentle points. Gentle points. Oh god, the United Kingdom. There's a measure. There are a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Oh, so this is like those I've forgotten what it was now. Erotic units or something. Those are a measure of how much of a gentleman you are. Somewhere deep in the United Kingdom is an organization that tracks all gentlemen, determining their caliber based off of an ancient and Byzantine collection of rules and guidelines. Every year during the spring, a representative of this organization conducts a cursory investigation of each member's behavior, or at least appears to, and then awards gentle points based on what they saw. The following formula is used. Old ladies escorted across the street times torfits owned. What's a torfit? Times puzzles solved times money given to gentleman tracking organization equals total gentle points. Wow. Okay, that's quite funny. The knife. Yeah. And I mean, we had the thing on like the autopsy which told us those dimensions too, so we could put that together. Floor B hallway locks. Okay. Oh god, principle of causality. The law of cause and effect. Do we need to read this? Normally I would comment here that the quantum level is where shit gets real, but given the nature of this phenomenon, it seems like it would be more accurate to say the quantum level is where shit gets unreal. Oh my god. I'm trying to read it, but I'm not. One of the interesting implications of this is that in a sense you are influencing the past. This is where I get lost. By observing a system, you are defining the cause of an effect you witness, and in a way are altering the past. I'm not sure. I feel like this is maybe talking about the fact that things change even when nothing's changed, just because we've chose ally or betray. But I don't think I'll ever get it. It's fine. Knox's 10 Commandments. Fucking hell. Nonald Rocks, a mystery writer from the UK, published the following as his rules for writing a mystery novel. The criminal must be mentioned early on. All supernatural or preternatural agencies are ruled out. No more than one secret room or passage. No hitherto undiscovered poison may be used. Nor any appliance which will need long scientific explanation. No one with extrasensory perception or similar powers can appear. No accident must ever help the detective, nor must he ever have an unaccountable intuition which proves to be right. The detective must not commit the crime. The detective must declare any clues he may discover. The stupid friend of the detective, the Watson, must conceal nothing from the reader. Twin brothers, and doubles generally, must not appear unannounced. Fair. Those are some okay rules, I guess, some of them. Okay, right. Sun, Moon, Starkey. That's fine. Don't need to read that, I don't think. Slingshot. An elementary device that uses rubber to launch a small projectile, frequently used by adolescent nerduals, can be used as a necklace, but that is not recommended. Imagine using the slingshot as a necklace. Test site mystery. Okay. Okay. The site in question was for a simulated manned mission to Mars held in the Nevada desert. On New Year's Eve 2028, the audio logs from the simulation contain a woman's voice, assumed to be one of the test subjects, saying the following. 6 of us are dead. Counting myself, there are only 3 left. I guess you could say I killed them. No, that's not quite right. Not just them. Not just these 6. All of them. 6 billion. Most evidence seems to suggest that this was the beginning of the Radical 6 outbreak, and that the Nevada facility was the epicenter of the pandemic. So, I mean, this is what the next game's gonna be about, right? Surely? So, what the fuck happened in there? I can't freaking wait. 6 of us are dead. I guess you could say I killed them. And this is a timeline where they failed, right? I wonder if we'll get this scene. That would be pretty cool. Ooh, I'm really, really excited for Zero Time Dilemma, guys. Termite. A general term used to refer to insects in the epifamily of Termitoidae of the cockroach order in Blatidoia. That's right. Even though they're sometimes called white ants, termites aren't even the same family as ants. They're in the cockroach family instead. Also, king crabs are in the hermit crab order, and the remora is in the something order. I like these facts, man. I like these facts. I don't know what to say. I didn't know termites were in the cockroach family. It's pretty cool. Have a nice trouble, tragedy, trust. Okay, thank you. Conjunction. A term used in positional anatomy. Put simply, it means that 2 constellation bodies appear near one another in the sky. When used in the context of our solar system, it often refers to a position where a given celestial body is aligned with the sun. For example, when Mars is on the opposite side of the sun from the Earth, it's considered to be in conjunction with Earth, right? Mercury and Venus, which orbit closer to the sun than the Earth does, have 2 types of conjunction. When they are hidden on the other side of the sun, this is referred to as superior conjunction. When they are lined up on the near side of the sun, it is called inferior conjunction. Okay, yeah, I understand that. I don't know what the relevance is, but I get it. Temuji's picture. This is a photograph that Temuji was holding. The subject is a girl named Akane Kurashiki. Oh, her name was there. I didn't even need to go back that time when I couldn't remember what her name was. Akane was one of the people who appeared in this game's sister title again. 9 hours, 9 persons, $9. As a childhood friend of Junpei. That's the title's main character. In 999, she was 21 years old. This picture was taken 9 years before then, when she was 12. Thank you for that, Max. Look at the left side of the picture. If you look closely, it almost looks like there's a man grinning in the background. What? Do you see him? What? Don't worry if it seems a little strange. A spirit medium has told us that the person in the picture is a guardian spirit who's looking after her. He must have shown up there because he'd heard what sort of destiny she had in store and decided to see how she was doing. In the left... What? In the left side of the picture, if you look closely, it almost looks like a man grinning in the background. I don't see it, but I hate it. Nobody wants to hear that there's a man grinning in the background of a picture of a little girl. Okay. And the final page. Minkowski space. A way of describing reality that adds a 4th dimension, oh my god, of time to the 3 dimensions of space. It was described by German mathematician Hermann Minkowski and therefore bears his name. It's also the name of a ski resort for miniature crows. Cows? Cows. Crows. Same thing, right? 4th dimension of time to the 3 dimensions of space. Oh my god. Lagomorph. The scientific name for the order which rabbits belong. And 0 the 3rd's actual name. Yes. I knew that one. Temuji and Alice. When they were split up at the red, blue and green chromatic doors, Temuji told Alice that there was something he had to tell her. That something was, of course, his identity, and that he'd already knew all about Alice and Ice 9, not because he'd heard about it from Clover. But I mean, didn't she confirm that that's bullshit? But anyway, that's not what it's saying. It's saying that he had to say, yeah, no, I'm not just an idiot. I actually knew you back in the day, kind of. Okay. After the second round of the AB game, after going through the purple and green doors, Clover, as a solo, was heard to say the following to Temuji, her opponent. What the heck did you mean with all that? It's not fair. If you're telling the truth, then... So what had Temuji said to her? The same thing he'd meant to say to Alice, of course. He told her who he was. Yeah, I figured that one out. That simple fact shook Clover's resolve and made her vote ally. It probably hadn't been his original intention to betray her, but after thinking about Quark's safety, he'd probably felt he had no choice and picked betray. Yeah, I kind of remember that whole thing happening and me wondering if that's... Like, it was helping me put 2 and 2 together about who he was. Or who he is. But I was just felt... Like, I didn't mention it very often because I felt really stupid if I was wrong. AB Project. A can stand for after, B for before, but they can also stand for anima and body. Everything that happened in this facility was part of the AB Project. After, before project. Jeez, I mean... That makes sense, actually. It's a good name. The mystery of Phi. So who was Phi? There are a few clues scattered throughout the story, but nothing conclusive. Perhaps the truth will be revealed at the Nevada test site? Ooh. 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 Okay, okay, okay. Deactivation passwords. Here's a little something more about the bomb deactivation passwords. Those passwords, they aren't just gibberish. There's something hidden in each one. I can only give you one hint. +1. Good luck. What? There's a lot more to the story, but I think we'll stop the secret archives here. Thank you for playing and we hope you enjoyed the game. Cool. Okay, what is this then? Ah. +1. Is it gonna be like... Okay, this is something I'm gonna have to Google. This is not something I'm gonna be able to figure out in this video. But I wanna know, like, do you have to, is it like a digital route? Do you have to like add the numbers? What does it mean? I wanna know. Or is it like, do you have to use it against one of the answers in one of the other puzzles? Like the frickin' board game? Don't tell me it's the board game. I'm gonna Google it anyway and find out. Okay, like this one is exciting me. Perhaps the truth will be revealed at the Nevada test site. I can't wait to play a Zero Time Dilemma, guys. So now we've kind of gone back over all of the files. I'm glad that I've now read them. And like, yeah, a few of them were just jokey ones and a few of them had like more information. But again, I'm also glad that I didn't read them during. So I feel like, yeah, I understand the game a lot better now. Like the whole time loop, I can kind of understand. It's quite like, it's actually quite crazy and it's really sad. Like the timeline that we just played is already doomed. We can't save that. And the thing is, each timeline, these are real people and this is a real thing, you know? And just because we can jump doesn't mean everyone can. We're still leaving those people to live that life that is left, you know what I mean? And that's like, I feel like they've done, well, I have no idea how they came up with this to make it all work, and it does. And I think the genius of it is the fact that when they jump to a different timeline, they swap. And that is what makes it work so well. Because like, if they didn't swap, there would be no consequences. And it would be easy to forget about all the previous timelines they've been in. But because they are swapping, they know, like they have literally met the two versions of Sigma at this point, and they know that both of those are equally as real, and it adds a consequence to like, you can't just abandon an old timeline, because if you're living in the best timeline, there's another version of you that is not, you know? And I really, really like that. The whole game, just genius. I've loved every second, as I said before, and I'm really excited to get into Zero Time Dilemma. I did promise that there was not going to be a gap between Zero Time Dilemma and Virtue's Last Reward, but I've screwed that up a little bit. I need a little bit more time, so there's going to be a week without these videos, but then after that, hopefully I'll be able to keep it like nice and consistent like it was for VLR, and I'm just so excited to see what it's about. So, alright, this is where I wrap up VLR. Goodbye forever. No, not forever, hopefully. I feel like it's all gonna be even more enlightening when we get to play Zero Time Dilemma, and then we can look back and we can be like, oh, this stuff makes sense. So, okay. That is it for VLR. I'm really sad, but yeah, I'm just sad. Can't even say it, but it's a good thing. No, I'm gonna miss it. But yes, Zero Time Dilemma soon. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the series. I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. I had a lot of fun making it. So thank you so much. Bye.